Hi, we're Kiwi, and we create AI personas to give you live instant design critique and feedback. Let's get started. Here, users are able to create numerous usability tests. So let's create a new test here. Great. And so now we see that we have a end-to-end workflow of being able to create a standard usability test. So to start off with, we can create a test name and its goal. So for here, we can call it a navigation testing. Well, we want the user to easily be able to save some federal contract opportunities. Great. Now, for our persona and different use cases. So you're able to select either a pre-existing persona or create a new persona depending on the type of usability testing that you want. So here, and just for the sake of the demo, we'll create a new persona. We can call our persona Mike Ross. Mike Ross is a lawyer. Let's just say he wants to save or discover federal contracting opportunities just in his free time. Great. You can also announce some behaviors, some very meticulous and straightforward. You're also able to put some frustrations, constraints, and accessibility needs. So some hidden frustrations is you can say lack of information. Awesome, let's create this persona. Now that we have a persona, we can add a use case for this. We want to test the usability of the new save feature for our design. Great. And the cool thing about Kiwi is we're able to give either a live deployed website or import a Figma prototype. And so for this use case, we're going to be importing a Figma prototype. This is where we're going to be delegating tasks for our persona to complete while they're looking through our either Figma prototype or deployed website. Great. And so for our first task, we want the user to select a contracting opportunity. And for the second task, we want the user to save that said opportunity. Great. As we can see on the bottom of the site, we can see a heuristic evaluation checklist. This helps us decide which heuristics we want the persona to really focus on when going through this usability testing phase. Awesome. And before we can review and run our test, we're given a review sheet to make sure that everything looks great, and everything looks great to me right now. And so we can run our simulation. Great. And so now our simulation is running. So we see our persona progress. Right now, we're going to be taking that Figma prototype and having an agentic live view of the agent clicking around the prototype and going through the tasks that we delegated to it before. In our live log, we see that the agent was able to click on the card, one of the federal contracting opportunities, and be able to click the save button right after it. With this live preview, we can also see in the event timeline when each of the actions or tasks were actually completed. And now we see for tests that normally take weeks to coordinate with other clients, other design team members, we can get within 41 seconds. And so at the very top, we get a live agent feedback. And so this is going to be a overall summary of the testing phase itself. And so we see here that all of the core tasks were completed smoothly and the UI was pretty clean. Now we can move on to some findings. We see that for the very first task of selecting a contracting opportunity, it states that it was pretty straightforward. Interface was presented with a list of opportunities and the clickable area was large and clearly visible. It also gives some suggestive fix to maintain and clear visual presentation of opportunity cards and ensure that all titles remain clickable. We're also given the feature to manually override the AI's feedback. We can either validate or refute its claim and give some feedback on it. These are the next steps that the AI deems would improve the overall user experience. Now that we have all this information, Kiwi also gives you the ability to either share your findings or export your sharings as a PDF to share with your team. We can now navigate to the Personas tab. This is where you'll be able to manage all of your different personas and each of their variants. You're able to either edit your persona, delete your persona, or create a new persona. We can also see that there are different integrations with Kiwi as well. You can connect to your Figma, your Slack, or Linear to easily share your findings with the team. Kiwi isn't about catching errors. It's designed to give you freedom to build whatever you want. So stop waiting weeks to get user feedback and start perfecting your designs with Kiwi.